Welcome, listeners, to episode 448 of AI Brief. We have a packed agenda for you today. Today's main points include Nvidia's massive announcements at GTC 2026, how Manus is bringing AI agents directly to your desktop, and how a fabricated AI metal band became a real-life Tokyo act.
We are also doing a roundup of other crucial tech news, and we will finish up with the top trending AI tools to boost your productivity.
Let's get right into today's new updates, starting with, well, the elephant in the room, Nvidia. Jensen Huang was on stage at GTC 2026, and he made a statement that kind of sucked the air out of the room.
He really did. He called OpenClaw, quote, the single most important piece of software probably ever.
Probably ever. I mean, that is a huge claim.
Right. Coming from the CEO of the most valuable hardware company on Earth, it's a massive statement. And to back it up, they announced NemoClaw.
That's the security stack, right?
Exactly. It's an open source security stack, and it's designed specifically to put guardrails around OpenClaw. Because, enterprises want to adopt this agentic tech, but they are terrified of the risks.
Right, because an agent isn't just a chatbot. It takes action.
Yes. A traditional model just gives you text. But an agent, if a Fortune 500 company hooks an agent up to their SQL databases or their CRM, that agent can actually, delete files or send emails to clients.
Oh, wow. So if it hallucinates, it could literally wipe out customer data.
Exactly. So NemoClaw provides these digital handcuffs. It gives these companies mathematical certainty about the agent's behavior so they can adopt the tech safely.
That makes total sense. They're basically building the fortress so people feel safe moving in.
Yeah.
But they didn't just stop at the software side, obviously.
No, of course not. They also introduced the next-gen Vera Rubin platform. So we're looking at 7 new chips going into production.
7?
Yeah, 7. And Huang even teased this concept of space-based data centers.
Wait, like actually putting servers in orbit?
Literally in space. Because the biggest bottlenecks right now are power and cooling. If you put a data center in orbit, you get unfiltered solar power, and space is, freezing. Infinite free cooling.
That is wild. It just shows the insane scale of compute they're anticipating. And they're pushing the consumer side, too, with DLSS 5.
Oh, yeah. DLSS 5 is huge for gaming.
Right, because historically, doing real-time lighting ray tracing takes massive processing power. But DLSS 5 basically uses AI to hallucinate photorealistic lighting in real time, skipping the heavy math. And Bethesda, Capcom, and Ubisoft are already on board.
And tying it all together, they released an open-source agent toolkit for enterprise and robotics. So if you look at the strategy here, it is brilliant.
It really is. I mean, Nvidia isn't just selling the pickaxes for the AI gold rush anymore.
Not at all.
They are literally laying the plumbing, pouring the concrete, and owning the entire infrastructure layer beneath all these AI workloads, and are letting everyone else build on top of their foundation.
And Hong actually said it. He pitched Nvidia as the first vertically integrated but horizontally open company.
Right. So while Nvidia is making agents foundational across all this heavy hardware, we are also seeing agents make the leap onto our personal devices. Which brings us to Manus.
Yes, Manus. They just launched a tool called My Computer, and it is a game changer because they moved their cloud-based AI agent onto your local machine.
Down to the desktop.
Directly to the desktop. And it operates via the terminal, which is a big deal.
Yeah, let's unpack that for a second. Operating into the terminal means it's not using, standard APIs, right?
Right. When an agent is in the cloud, it has to ask the operating system for permission to do things. It's like asking a librarian for a book.
Yeah.
But terminal access, that gives the AI the keys to the entire building. It can read, sort, and edit your local files natively.
So practically speaking, I could just point it at a folder of, 10,000 unsorted photos?
Yep, and it will autonomously look at the images, organize them into labeled folders by date or location, all locally. You could ask it to batch rename 100 PDF invoices. It will actually open the files, read the vendor names, and rename them.
Oh, wow. That is incredibly useful.
It can even build and package software apps autonomously.
And what's crazy is how it uses idle hardware. Like, I could be on the train, pull out my phone, and tell my desktop at home to run a heavy background job.
Exactly. And that deep local integration is exactly why Meta acquired Manus back in December for $2 billion.
$2 billion. That's a massive price tag. And they brought the CEO, Xiao Hong, in as a VP.
It's a strategic macro play by Meta. Every tech giant wants to be the orchestrator of your computer.
Right, because if you control the agent, you control the user experience.
Precisely. And by buying Manus, Meta gets a foothold in that race, completely skipping the need to build a massive frontier model of their own for this specific task.
It's a brilliant shortcut. So we're going from AI organizing our messy spreadsheets to AI orchestrating entirely new creative properties, which is the perfect transition to this wild story out of Japan.
Oh, the Neon Oni story. This is fascinating.
It is. So there's this pseudonymous European producer who goes by Cage. He used Suno, the AI music generator, to build a completely fictional Japanese metal band called Neon Oni.
And he didn't just make the music. He fabricated fake Tokyo biographies for the band members, generated AI music videos, sold merch, the whole 9 yards.
And it worked. They were pulling in over 80,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. People genuinely thought this was a real underground act from Tokyo.
Right up until some users on Reddit started looking a little too closely at the music videos.
Always the Reddit detective.
Always. They analyzed the videos and noticed the guitar player's hands were glitching, that classic AI generation artifact.
The weird morph fingers.
Exactly. So they exposed the whole thing as a fabrication. But Cage didn't just delete his accounts and hide.
No, he did the most unexpected thing. He took the AI tracks and hired 7 real musicians in Tokyo to actually learn and play the fake music live on stage.
They've already played 3 shows. And they have a massive headline gig coming up on March 29th.
I love the quote Cage gave about this. He said, "In an age where AI is taking everyone's jobs, this has actually created jobs. It's done the complete opposite."
It really flips the script on how we think about AI and art.
It does. It's like an inverted ghostwriter model. Usually artists are terrified that AI will replace the human performer, but here the AI is the songwriter and the brand architect. It tests the market, finds the audience, and once the concept is proven to be profitable, you hire real human performers to execute it physically.
It absorbs all the initial financial risk.
Exactly. It's a totally new paradigm.
Let's take a more measured look at the broader landscape now. We have a lot of moving parts across the industry today.
We do. And we'll take this next section at a slightly slower, more deliberate pace, just to see how all these pieces connect. Starting on the consumer hardware front, Apple just dropped a surprise launch.
The AirPods Max 2.
Right. It's their first premium over-ear update since 2020.
It's a major overhaul. They've integrated the new H2 chip, which brings significantly improved active noise cancellation. But the standout feature is the built-in live translation.
And that's powered natively by Apple Intelligence, correct?
Yes. Running the models locally on the hardware reduces the latency that usually plagues real-time translation. They also added voice isolation, updates to spatial audio, and a remote camera feature.
Pre-orders for those open on March 25th, and they hit shelves in early April.
This push toward localized AI in consumer hardware directly impacts how products are marketed and discovered.
Which brings us to Okara. They just launched an AI CMO platform. It's a fascinating concept. You just input a URL, and the system deploys specialized marketing agents.
These agents handle everything: SEO, GEO, content creation, and they even manage outreach on Reddit and X.
Geo-generative engine optimization is becoming so critical. It's not just about ranking on Google anymore. It's about ensuring AI tools like ChatGPT actually cite your product in their answers.
Exactly. Okara's launch video actually went viral, hitting over 6 million views. And they are already rolling out new agents for influencers, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
The software to build these kinds of automated tools is also becoming much more accessible. Microsoft just announced their AI Envisioning Days.
It's a really comprehensive, free video series. The goal is to help software companies build, deploy, and actually monetize these AI applications.
It's about lowering the barrier to entry so developers can create highly specialized tools. A perfect example of that specialization is the new open-source agent from Physical Superintelligence.
Right. Get physics done.
Yes. It's engineered for deep scientific research. It doesn't just answer physics questions. It scopes the problem, runs the experiments, verifies the results, and then literally drafts the academic paper.
Tools of that caliber require immense computational efficiency, and researchers are making huge strides there. Moonshot AI just published a technique called attention residuals.
This addresses how models process layers of information. Traditional models stack those layers sequentially, which takes a lot of compute.
But attention residuals allows the model to pull information directly from earlier layers instead of constantly stacking them. It cuts out the middleman.
And that delivers a 1.25 times increase in compute efficiency, which is massive at scale.
That need for efficiency is driving a wedge in cloud strategies right now. OpenAI is currently restructuring its Stargate computing team.
They are leaning toward renting more servers rather than building their own massive data centers. It's a much more distributed approach.
To contrast that with Meta. Meta just signed a $27 billion deal with Nebius for dedicated AI cloud infrastructure.
And that deal includes one of the first large-scale deployments of Nvidia's Vera Rubin platform, tying right back to what we discussed earlier. Meta is buying the concrete, while OpenAI is renting the space.
All of this compute ultimately relies on training data, which brings us to a significant legal update. The publishers of the Encyclopedia Britannica and Merriam-Webster have filed a lawsuit against OpenAI.
Yes, the lawsuit alleges that OpenAI scraped their proprietary articles without authorization. They also allege that the AI produces competing outputs and, in some cases, attributes hallucinatory information to their established brands.
It's a developing situation that highlights the ongoing tension over training data.
Let's shift gears and look at the micro level. How can you, as a listener, actually use this tech today? We have a roundup of today's trending AI tools.
If you are in sales, you should look at Naoma. It's an AI demo agent that automates those repetitive initial sales calls, turning prospects into customers by handling the software walkthroughs for you.
That saves so much time. Then there is Sokosumi. It's similar to Okara, but focused heavily on marketing campaigns. It gives you marketing agents that research, plan, and manage your entire strategy autonomously.
For presentations, there's a tool called Faces. It helps you build interactive, explorable pitch decks. So instead of a boring slideshow, you get a dynamic presentation that adapts to client questions in real time.
We also talked about My Computer by Manus. If you need a desktop automation tool to wrangle messy local files or rename 1,000 documents, this brings that terminal-level agentic power to your hard drive.
And for the academics and engineers, Get Physics Done is the open source agent you need for end-to-end physics research.
Finally, we have the AI CMO by Okara. Just drop your URL in, and their specialized agents will instantly start generating traffic across SEO and social channels.
The sheer utility of these tools is incredible.
It really is. And it brings us back to the core theme of this deep dive execution. AI is no longer just drafting emails. It is taking concrete action.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating concept to consider. Think about that Neon Oni model we discussed.
The inverted ghostwriter model.
Exactly. Where the AI generates the concept, tests the market digitally, and handles all the branding before a single human is hired to do the physical execution.
It makes you wonder, will this become the new standard blueprint for everything? Not just for launching bands, but for small businesses. Or retail brands.
Imagine an AI autonomously testing a clothing brand concept online, finding the audience, and only then hiring humans to manufacture and ship the proven products.
It's a wild thought. We could see a future where human workers are essentially hired as the physical executors for an AI algorithm that has already guaranteed the business's success. Something for you to definitely mull over this week.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please follow the show on your favorite app and share this with a friend or colleague who needs to stay ahead of the curve.
See you in the next episode.